So this is a warning. I may end up using some foul language in this video. I'm going to be going off on a couple people, and it may not be things you want to hear, but it's things that need to be said, particularly about the treatment of Dylan Mortensen, one of the surviving roommates in the Idaho case. And there are two people in particular who are very unempathetic, very depraved, in my opinion. You can have your own opinion. That's what's great about this country. But they put out disgusting videos, and I'm going to address them. And I will be playing their videos, and then I will be stopping at certain points and giving my thoughts. So if you don't want to watch, now is your chance to scroll on by. But hopefully this reaches the correct people, and they will have a change of heart. And if it doesn't reach them, at least maybe it will reach some of their viewers who have also been very nasty. And you will look within yourself and also have a change of heart. So let's get started.
Guys, it's this easy. If you see something, say something. If this doesn't feel right to you, with what you know, with all the police reports about Dylan Mortensen's statements, factual statements given to the police with everyone else and the witnesses, if you feel that this is wrong, to use this tragedy to make money, to relocate for security and special purposes, why would someone need all that? Why would she need to relocate and have security and special whatever?
Why would she need security and special therapy? You're really serious. You're really that vacant in the brain that you don't understand why. Okay. A stranger entered their home without permission in the middle of the night and murdered her 4 best friends. And she, not understanding what was going on, which is something she will live with for the rest of her life, and she did nothing wrong. There's nothing in the police reports that shows she did anything wrong. You can lie about that all you want, but fact is she didn't do anything wrong. She has to live with survivor's guilt. She has to live with knowing she saw the intruder. She struggles with the why he didn't kill her also, why he killed her friends, why he broke into their house, why he chose their house. Her whole life has been turned upside down. She'll never be the same. Neither will Bethany. Neither will any of the families of the victims. So for you to ask why she would need these things is so tone deaf. It's ridiculous. Also, why does she need security? Because of unhinged people like you. Okay? People have sent her death threats. People have sent her family death threats. People try to follow her, try to harass her, accuse her of being the murderer. Of course she needs security. If you can't understand that, then you've got a few screws loose in your brain, which at this point, listening and watching your videos, I don't doubt that you do, Phoenix. But let's continue and listen to some more of your dribble.
Think about this. Don't you think that the FBI that was involved would be willing to help protect her and do that for her? Unless, of course, they might have found something out that didn't go in her favor. What we're finding out now, they have already known. So why did the family not make this before?
Okay, so the FBI was involved in helping Moscow police because they had asked for the FBI's help, but this wasn't a federal case. So the FBI is not going to put her in federal witness protection because there's nothing federal here. But also Koberger's behind jail, but that's not who she needs protection from. Okay, he's gone away for life. He's not getting out. I don't care how many of you think he's going to have some miraculous exoneration. He's not getting out. But she needs to be protected from the likes of you, Phoenix, from people like you and your minions who drum up people against her and put the sentiment against her that she's a murderer and that she's a horrible person, when this young woman has done nothing wrong at all other than being in her house when somebody broke into it and killed her friends. Try to put yourself in her shoes. Okay? And no, the FBI didn't just find something out, and there's nothing new. We're just finding things out because of documents being released, okay? It's just frustrating to see the lack of empathy among you and your followers, and the lies that people believe, the lies that you spread and that your followers believe. But let's continue.
It's very easy to report. If you feel in your heart that something's not right, everyone should go report this. Everyone. It's very simple.
You are seriously telling people to go report her GoFundMe? What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, pardon my language, but that's needed. What the fuck is wrong with you? Were you dropped on your head as a kid? Okay, so maybe you got some problem with Dylan, but that doesn't mean her GoFundMe should get reported. Her aunt set this up for her because, again, her life will never be the same. And therapy is needed, and security is needed. And just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean it shouldn't be out there. Okay? There's lots of GoFundMes I don't agree with, but I don't go report them. You know why? It's none of my business. Her GoFundMe affects you in no way. You know how to handle a GoFundMe that you don't agree with? Just don't donate. It's that simple. Just don't donate. But let those of us that want to donate. Don't get it taken down. That's just bullshit. You don't like others stifling your free speech, so why are you stifling a GoFundMe for someone that actually needs it because her life was turned upside down by a mass murderer? Like, really? Think. I can only hope that you'll develop some empathy somewhere in your brain.
Let's not complain about it. Let's take action. That's a call to action that only you can do.
So, should I start a call to action for your fundraiser for Koberger? Because that's one I don't like, but you know what? I'm not going to have it taken down. I'm not going to complain to GoFundMe that you have a fundraiser for a convicted quadruple murderer who admitted that he went to 1122 King Road and killed those four. And in the meantime, he also wreaked havoc in Dylan and Bethany's lives by doing that. So, should your fundraiser be taken down for Koberger? And I find it completely hypocritical of you that you're complaining about a fundraiser for Dylan while you're fundraising for the man that created her problems. The whole reason why she has no sense of safety anymore and doesn't have her best friends anymore is because of the man you're fundraising for. So get the fuck out of here with this shit. Okay? How would you feel if people started taking down your Koberger fundraiser? But see, I'm better than that. I don't do that. I don't stifle people's free speech. If I feel that a defamation suit should happen, then I point that out. But I don't stifle true free speech. And everybody has a right to start a fundraiser, even for a quad murderer. No matter how sick that is. So, why do you have such a fucking hard-on for Dylan? She didn't do anything to you. She didn't do anything to anybody. She was the one wronged, along with Bethany and the roommates, the four beautiful people that were killed. So I will never understand people like you, ever.
And P.S., do you think any of these people really know and read the documents and know what we know? Do you think that any one of these people, I mean, look at all these people's names. Do you think that they know what we know? what the police know, what the documents say. Just saying. Look at all these unknowing people who donated.
And she goes on to show the names of all the people that donated so far, like it's a bad thing. No, Phoenix, it's not a bad thing. We're actually proud of donating to her because Dylan deserves it. And you're like, oh, P.S., have any of you read the documents, or are you just all unknowing? No, we've read the documents. In fact, we understand the documents. Unlike you and Birdie and your pals that constantly misinterpret the documents or completely lie about them, we know exactly what they say, and none of them implicate Dylan. Nothing shows she did anything wrong. So you think that showing these people's names is going to be an embarrassment to them? It's not. I'm embarrassed for you. I'm embarrassed at your lack of humanity and your lack of empathy. Do better. And now I'm going to show you the video from the gal that's known as Oh My God Girl, Booking with B, because she's just as lacking humanity as Phoenix. And again, I will stop during certain points of the video. So here we go.
Let's dive into it. Okay, what in the hell is this? Since when do we just make GoFundMes for every little thing? $40,000? This is a GoFundMe to raise $40,000 for Dylan Mortensen. I am very confused as to why this is acceptable behavior.
For every little thing. You act like she had her car stolen or something. Her house was broken into. A man came in uninvited and murdered her 4 roommates, her best friends. And he walked right by her, spared her for whatever reason. And you're trying to act like this is just some GoFundMe set up for no reason? You seriously don't understand how her life was affected and will never be the same? How Brian Koberger turned her life upside down? That she will never have a sense of security again in her own home, in her own community, no matter where she moves? That she will need therapy for the rest of her life? You don't understand that? I mean, I understand that very few of us have ever been in a position like that. I've never been in that exact position that Dylan's been in, but I have empathy. So I can understand. And I can imagine putting myself in her shoes and how horrific that would be. So you don't have to be in her shoes to understand that her life is forever changed. But let's go on.
$40,000. Well, if we're going to raise $40,000, can we raise some questions to be answered as well? I between her and Steve Gonzalez, I mean, we got loads of money just sitting in GoFundMe accounts for what? Steve Gonzalez raised all this money in a GoFundMe account to go to trial, and there is no trial, and then there's some weirdness about how, oh, I don't think I can return the money. I don't know what's happening.
Good. I hope Dylan raises $100,000. And as far as Steve, they've said they're going to return the money to anybody who asks it back, which personally, I think it's gross to ask for a donation back. Just because the trial isn't happening. I mean, you donate money, you shouldn't be expecting that in back or anything in return. You're supposed to be donating out of your own heart because you understand that it was a horrific situation. But don't sit here and try to act like Steve just has tons of money too and blah, 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 because they are giving that money back to those that are requesting it back.
And now we're raising $40,000 for Dylan's healing journey. I'm pretty sure she's at a new school. I'm not pretty sure. I'm positive she's at a new school, living her life. I mean, she should continue her life. I don't know how much I believed about the PTSD, only because you're not trying to make an exit strategy everywhere you go, because you weren't even trying to exit the house that night or the next day.
What does her having to go to a different school or being at a new school have to do with anything? That doesn't negate the need for therapy, okay? You can only run away so far. And as far as the PTSD and exit strategies, just because during that morning she didn't know what was going on, so she didn't leave the house, doesn't mean that she now hasn't been changed forever from that experience and doesn't look everywhere she goes now. Again, her life was irrevocably changed by Brian Koberger. So when she goes places now, she worries about somebody like him being out there. She was a 19-year-old in college where things aren't supposed to happen. Bad things aren't supposed to happen. Idyllic lifestyle, as most of us when we were in college lived. And you don't think of somebody breaking into your house and murdering your friends. So of course she's going to have PTSD. Of course she's going to look at every place she goes differently now. Okay? It's just like people that have been in a fire before. They're going to look for the fire exits now when they go someplace. They didn't before. It changes you. I don't understand how so many of you don't understand these things. Like, where is that critical thinking in your brain, and where's just that humanity?
And that's not me being an asshole. I'm just making a statement that is indicative of what happened.
No, that's you being an asshole.
If you had cared so much about an escape plan, there would have been an escape plan put into place. I think that this is very tacky.
No, you know what's tacky? Bashing a victim. You know what else is tacky? Raising money for the person that murdered her friends and caused her life to be turned upside down as well.
I think that if we were going to be raising money, it should be for something of that's gonna get somewhere. I don't know that just handing Dylan Mortensen $40,000 to heal is an appropriate step.
So it's not going to go anywhere? You don't think it's appropriate? So her getting counseling is not appropriate, huh? And you think that her aunts are just going to what? Hand it to her and say, let's go on a shopping spree to the mall? No. No. So you really think that counseling is not going to go anywhere for her? Well, that's cynical. And how do you know this? Are you an expert? Are you a counselor? What are your credentials? I'd love to know.
And we can see too, again, this is just my opinion. You guys can do whatever you want with your money. Here's the GoFundMe if you want to go support it. It's on the GoFundMe. All you have to do is Google it. I will not be supporting this GoFundMe account.
And guess what? That's all you had to do was just say to yourself, I'm not going to support it. And you could have spared all of us listening to you being an asshole bashing a victim.
But I do want to put up the description of this GoFundMe account.
She goes on to read the description and then acts like she's doing such a great thing by posting it there too for people that want to donate. And then of course she has to get some more snarky ass comments in after she reads the description that really are uncalled for, that don't need to be there.
Thank you for filling Dylan's world with love, light, and support, or thank you for filling Dylan's world with money, $40,000 worth of money. I think that this is extremely unacceptable.
And I think your criticism of her is completely unacceptable.
Dylan did not, this is not me saying that this wasn't a traumatic event, but Dylan did not have anything happen to her. She did not have anything happen to her whatsoever. She didn't have anything happen to her belongings. She didn't have anything happen to anything regarding her.
What? What the fuck did you just say? First you said, oh, I'm not saying it wasn't traumatic. And then you immediately go to Dylan did not have anything happen to her. I don't know if you're married or not. I really don't care. But, excuse me, what if you were married? You have kids. Somebody comes into your house, kills your husband, kills your kids, doesn't kill you. So you are just going to go along in life going, la da 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 da, nothing happened to me, I'm fine. No, that's not how it works. Somebody broke into your house, killed your family. Okay? Excuse me, this gets me upset and I cough when I get upset. To say she didn't have anything happen to her is completely dismissive of what happened. Completely. She had her sense of security taken, as I've said before. Her best friends were taken from her. Are you going to tell somebody that goes over to war that when they see a platoon mate get killed that nothing happened to you? Seriously? Are you that unempathetic? Are you that stupid? Do you have that little brain cells in your fucking head? And I'm sorry, come at me all you want. Report this to TikTok. I don't care if it gets banned. This needed to be said. People like you and Phoenix are pieces of shit. And it's because of people like you that Dylan is needing extra security also.
So why on earth would $40,000 need to be raised? This is a situation that is absolutely tragic, but Dylan was not afraid enough to do anything about this situation until 8 to 10 hours later. So I'm not exactly sure why this is what we need to be raising money for.
Well, good news, as of right now when I'm filming this, she's actually raised over $91,000. So thank you, because I'm hoping that people that saw your video were prompted to donate to Dylan because they're tired of people like you. And you're like, well, she obviously wasn't scared enough at the time. She didn't know what was happening. Okay? Put yourself in the shoes of a 19-year-old who's moved into a house away from home from the first time. It's not the dorms, not the sorority house. Living as an adult basically now, but at 19. And you're in your college town where not a lot of crime happens, honestly. I mean, we keep hearing all these people dredging up stuff about Moscow, but really Moscow and Pullman don't have a lot of crime. Okay? They don't. And people feel comfortable there and feel safe there. And that safety was shattered. But she didn't know that at the time. We have the hindsight. The luxury of hindsight, because we know that murders took place. She didn't know at the time anybody was being murdered. So put yourself in her shoes as a 19-year-old in that house in the exact same situation, hearing the few things that she heard. You wouldn't have done anything either. I'm sorry. And if you say that you know what you would have done, you don't. You wouldn't know until you're there in that exact same situation in her shoes as her. And this money can help with the therapy she needs. And again, security that she's going to need because of unhinged people that listen to people like you and think that she had something to do with the murders or that she somehow got her friends killed.
I could understand if she had been attacked and there were medical bills and et cetera, et cetera.
So is mental health counseling not medical bills anymore? Therapy's not medical anymore? You don't have to be physically attacked to have scars.
But for someone that just walked away completely unscathed, I find it to be incredibly, incredibly tacky to be raising $40,000 for absolutely nothing.
She didn't walk away unscathed. And again, I find it incredibly tacky that you are complaining about this. And somehow I feel if you were in the same situation, that you wouldn't think the same. And I do not wish that ever happening to you. I hope that you don't have somebody break into your house and murder 4 people in your house and not you. I hope you never have to find out what that's like. You should never have to join the same club that Dylan's in. But unfortunately, too many people do, because there's unfortunately people like Brian Koberger out there in the world. And it's disgusting seeing you so dismissive of what her and Bethany went through. And also what the families went through, because they weren't even there in the house, the families, but they're dealing with this. They have psychological needs as well, and they have every right to do GoFundMes as well. Are you going to get mad and call those tacky too if they start any? Or are you that unempathetic and that ununderstanding of what happens because of a violent crime?
That is my own opinion. I just think that there's way more important things in this case than setting up GoFundMes to raise money just to give to people to kind of like cash in.
Oh, I get that that's your opinion, but you know what? Opinions are like assholes and we don't always want to see them. You should have kept your mouth shut. And no, she's not trying to cash in. Nobody's just giving her money to cash in. Again, her life has been changed forever. And I swear the only way some of you people are going to understand that is if you become victims as well. And I don't wish that on you. I don't. As much as I dislike you and think you're a horrible person, I don't wish ill on you. But I swear that's the only way some of you are going to understand what Dylan's going through.
It is very odd. I've never seen someone get a healing GoFundMe when there wasn't any kind of like medical bills.
Well, I guess you haven't paid attention to a lot of GoFundMes out there then, because there's a lot that are for mental health expenses, and mental health expenses are medical bills, sweetie.
Or replacing a house bills. I lost my home in a fire, my belongings. It's odd to me that the GoFundMes are getting so out of control. But again, my own opinion, you guys do what you want with this information. I just thought it was important to share considering it pertains to the case.
Unbelievable. Between this gal and Phoenix. And not just them. There's so many others, but these two videos just had me mad. They had me angry. Because I've had it. I've had it. I've seen people treating Dylan and Bethany like shit. I've seen them treating the families like shit. Steve and Christy, somebody sent Christy threats during the sentencing hearing. And people like Phoenix and this booking with B, they think that's all fine. Because they think Coworker's innocent. And they think that, the families haven't been through that much. And Dylan didn't go through anything. And fuck off. Okay? Fuck all the way off. And you can go and complain about me and tell people to report me. That's fine. But leave Dylan alone. Leave the families alone. Leave Dylan, Bethany are victims also. Leave them alone. If you don't like the GoFundMe, ignore it. Don't donate. That's what I'm doing with your little hero, Brian Koberger. I'm ignoring your GoFundMe to him. Because I don't donate to quad murderers. But I do donate to people whose lives were affected by quad murderers, like Dylan, whose life will never be the same again. So if you can't even find it in your soul to have an ounce of empathy, then go to hell. And that's how I feel. That's my opinion. You don't have to like it. And I don't care.